Hey, Slater Crusaders, the Equality Act is being debated in D.C. right now. I have no idea what it is. I don't have the slightest. But hopefully red flags go up for you when you hear the name of it. The Equality Act. I'm guessing it does the opposite. That's one of the themes of the show. Perhaps the opposite is true. And I have a feeling that this is one of those things. Jennifer Braceras is here. She's from the Independent Women's Forum. Miss Braceras, how are you, ma'am?
You said you have no idea what it is because I think that's deliberate.
Yeah, well, exactly. So help me. Start from square one here. Where do we begin?
So the Equality Act, in short, changes all of our federal anti-discrimination laws to prohibit discrimination on the basis of gender identity as opposed to sex discrimination. And so what the left says it does is they say, oh, this act is going to protect, it's going to protect people on the basis of sexual orientation, and it's going to protect transgender status, and it's going to protect people from discrimination. But it's actually really a lot more complicated than that because they're changing the definition of the word sex, and they're changing it across the board when it comes to housing, sports, education, credit, everything. So they're fundamentally erasing women from the sex discrimination laws.
How? So this is based off the 1964 Civil Rights Act, right? So give me an example of that act and the original definition of sex being used properly.
Well, obviously, in 1964, when Congress passed the Civil Rights Act to prohibit discrimination on the basis of race and sex and a few other categories, sex referred to the binary concept of male or female. And that law doesn't just protect women, it protects men as well. So anytime an employer advantages one sex over the other, if it gives privileges to women in the workplace over men, it's violated that act. If it gives privileges to men over women, it's violated the act. Now, under this Equality Act, it's not just employers, it will be landlords, schools, coaches, everything. They are going to be prohibited from discriminating on the basis of gender identity. And what that means is very nebulous. That does not just mean the small portion of transgender individuals in this country. Gender identity is much broader than that. It's whatever you identify as on a given day, right? So it's a very nebulous category. It would be very difficult, I think, for people to know how to comply with this.
Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Like, subscribe, get more.